The wedge ramp combo is perfect for sexual positioning during pregnancy. A lot of women find that they have a really high sex drive, especially when they enter into their second trimester of pregnancy. But at that time, it's not safe really for them to lay flat on their back. I found that when I lay flat on my back, I would feel my heart pounding in my body and also like a tension happening in my abdomen. But as soon as I could place something underneath me that elevated me and angled me in a certain way, I felt much, much more comfortable. The reason for this is because the uterus is heavier and it's actually laying on major blood vessels and can actually cut off blood and oxygen supply. So you want to make sure that you're elevated during that second and third trimester. And I found that I could still have sex in sort of a missionary position, which is one of my favorite ways with my partner, and by just elevating myself with a ramp, having the ramp underneath me, that allowed him then to penetrate in that way with the man on top still during my second trimester, because my belly wasn't quite as big as it is now, because now I'm in my third trimester and laying on my back and having him on top of me is much more difficult. But during that second trimester, it was really great because he could still be on top of me, but I couldn't lay flat, so having this underneath was perfect for any of our lovemaking during that time. Now that I'm in my third trimester, the positions that the wedge ramp are best for are usually sex from behind positions. So one of the things that I can do that's really great is leaning over this, and because it creates this sort of valley here, is that my belly is still comfortable. One of my favorite ways to have sex before was actually on the wedge ramp, where I would position myself so that my head was here and I had my arms tucked in, and he could penetrate me from behind this way. And I still find, even in my third trimester, that that position is just really, really fantastic to experience, because I like the closeness that it gives me and the feeling he can just sort of snuggle his body all around me. And that feels very comfortable. It feels very comfortable to be supported in that way, because I don't have to hold myself up. I find during the third trimester that sex can just be very exhausting, and using these tools can help me to relax much more, and I can hold the positions much longer than I would have if I would have had to hold myself up the entire time in a doggy position or in a way that is strenuous on my muscles. I just couldn't do it because now I'm having shortness of breath and some of these things that many women experience in their third trimester. So having this underneath me allows me to just really relax into it, which then builds my pleasure and really adds to the experience. You can also use the ramp in a side-lying position, which is really nice because I'm still elevated. Sometimes even on a side-lying position, I feel a little discomfort. And being elevated on my side and having him behind me, so in a spooning position. So if I'm laying where he can be behind me and penetrating me from behind on the ramp, that is a really exquisite way and a new way for us to experience a deeper level of intimacy, because it's a very much of an intimacy builder, and his hands are free so that he can roam across my body. He can do clitoral stimulation by reaching around in front of me, and that is really fantastic, and one of the ways that I'm reaching higher and higher states of orgasm. The other great thing about the wedge ramp is the feeling on my skin. Right now, during pregnancy, my skin just seems to be so sensitive to different touch and different tactile senses, and the way that the material feels underneath my naked skin is just really, really great. And the other really wonderful benefit that I have found with this material is that it is very washable. So we can just zip it off and throw it in the washer. And one of the reasons for that is that with pregnancy, all of your juices increase. So there is a lot more female ejaculate that I'm experiencing, and just a lot more flow in my body that is happening as well. that is easily cleaned up by using this material. So overall, finding those positions that work best for you, the side lying position, positioning from behind, having something underneath you to elevate you. I think that's the most important, is really keeping elevated during lovemaking in a relaxed way. And this, because it's firm and not like a pillow, I find with pillows often I would slide down the pillows, that this holds my body in those positions and feels safe and feels comfortable and relaxed, so that I can experience optimal pleasure during this time that feels so important to connect with my partner, and so important for us to really keep those high intimate levels in our lives.